Hello, and welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast. I'm Janice, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co host, Julie. Hey, Julie.
Hey, Janice. Hey, everyone. We are so excited about today's episode because we are tackling a type of clutter that often gets overlooked. And it can be just as overwhelming as physical clutter. It's digital clutter.
That's right. Our phones, computers, and inboxes are packed with files, emails, apps, and photos we don't even need. So today, we're diving into how to declutter digital clutter and regain control of our digital spaces.
And we will also be sharing some practical steps and tools and even a simple habit to keep your digital world tidy for good. So stick around.
So, understanding digital clutter. All right, let's start with the basic. What exactly is digital clutter and why is it a problem?
Digital clutter is all the unnecessary and unorganized files, apps, emails, photos, and notifications that are taking up space on your devices and in your mind. It's like having a messy desk, but instead of paper piles, it's thousands of unread emails, unused apps, and duplicate photos.
And just like physical clutter, digital clutter can lead to stress, overwhelm, and wasted time. Have you ever spent minutes, sometimes hours, searching for a file or email you know you saved somewhere?
Yes. And the more clutter we accumulate, the harder it becomes to focus, to stay productive, and even to enjoy your digital devices. Not to mention, all those unnecessary files and apps can slow down your devices.
So now that we know why digital clutter is a problem, let's move on to how to declutter it, starting with your files and folders.
So, with decluttering files and folders, first up, you want to make sure that if your desktop is covered in random documents or your downloads folder is a mess, here's what to do. And by desktop, I mean the top of your laptop.
Step one, clear your desktop. Only keep the few essential shortcuts and move everything else into folders.
Step 2, sort your downloads folder. Delete anything you don't need and move important files to categorized folders.
Step three, use a naming system. Something simple like project under underscore name underscore date will help you find files faster.
And do not forget to empty your recycle bin and delete duplicate files.
Now let's talk about that email inbox because I know many of us have thousands of unread email.
A cluttered inbox is just overwhelming. But here's how to fix it. So, number one, unsubscribe from newsletters and that you don't read. You can use a tool like unroll.me. Number two, you want to delete old emails in bulk by searching for senders you don't need. Create folders. Number three, create folders and labels to sort your important emails. And number four, set up rules or filters that automatically sort your new emails.
And this is a little trick. I have dummy emails that I use just for signing up for things, but I don't. And it's asked you, well, would you accept this? And do you want me to send you promotions and all that stuff? So it's the one where I download something and then I either unsubscribe or I just don't go to that email box. I think everybody does it, but
Yeah, pretty much.
sorry. Um, but and if you struggle with keeping up, try inbox zero method. I don't use this, but check emails at set times and clear them out daily. And I think that for work, business emails, that this is important because you need to stay on top of the correspondence. But for personal emails, and that's mainly what I use my email box for. It's not quite as important that you are on top of everything, but I think for work, inbox zero is very is a very good method to try.
Gotcha. So let's talk about organizing your photos and videos. Um, they're another big source of digital clutter. Trust me. I mean, how many blurry or duplicate pictures do we really need?
Exactly. Here's how to declutter your photos and videos. Number one, delete blurry and duplicate photos. Apps like Gemini Photos can help. Number two, organize photos into albums by event, year, or theme. Number three, back up your favorites to cloud storage like Google Photos or iCloud.
And don't forget to clear out your screenshots. Those things add up, and most of us never look at them again.
So let's talk about managing your apps and notification because this is another sneaky source of digital clutter. If your phone is full of unused apps, it's time for a cleanup.
Yep. Go through your apps and delete any that you haven't used in months. If you're unsure, you can check your phone's usage stats.
Mhm. And while you're at it, turn off unnecessary notifications. Constant pings can be super distracting. So use that silent mode of notification for things that aren't important.
Digital security and maintenance is next. So let's talk. Decluttering isn't just about organization, it's about protecting your data too.
Good point. Here are some quick security cleanups you can do. Number one, update old passwords and use a password manager. Number two, enable two factor authentication on important accounts. Now, this is a really big one because every other email I'm getting is please set up your 2FA whatevers, and you have to
Right.
use either authentication or you have to use, I don't know, there's a Microsoft one, or you're constantly checking your email for that code that you have to put in so they let you into your account. And even though it's kind of just, I don't know, it's annoying. It's an added step to keep your accounts, especially your financial accounts and your private information safe. So
Mhm.
it's going to be it. It's the future. So just
Right.
accept it and set them up.
There you go.
So number three, run a virus scan and update your software regularly. Four, schedule a monthly digital decluttering day to keep everything in check.
That last one is key. Just like tidying your home, maintaining a digital declutter is an ongoing process.
So let's talk about creating your digital decluttering habit. We want to come up with a strategy to keep your digital space clutter free long term because decluttering once is great, but maintaining it, that's the real game changer.
Exactly. Just like with physical decluttering, the key is small, consistent habits. So, here are a few easy ways to stay on top of digital clutter without getting overwhelmed.
First, try the 1 minute digital declutter rule. If something takes less than a minute to delete, file, or organize it, do it immediately.
Oh, I love that. And another good one is setting a weekly digital reset. So, pick one day, maybe Sunday night, Monday morning, spend 10 to 15 minutes cleaning up your files, emails, and apps.
Yes. And don't forget the photo cleanup routine. After taking pictures, delete duplicates right away so they don't pile up.
And for inbox control, set up an email purge day once a month. Just mass delete anything that you don't need.
These small habits really add up over time. And before you know it, digital clutter won't even be a problem anymore.
So, as we dive deeper into digital decluttering, let's talk about some of the most common struggles people face when trying to organize their digital space.
One big issue we hear of all the time is feeling overwhelmed by overflowing inboxes. Thousands of unread emails, promotions, and old messages make it hard to know where to start. And believe me, we have one old AOL account that used to be our joint family account that has 48,000 emails in it because my husband had all of my daughter's college emails forwarded to this account, and I don't even deal with it anymore. It's just, unless I know something like a password is coming in there, I created new accounts for him.
Right. If this sounds familiar, start with bulk actions. Instead of tackling emails one by one, use search filters to group and delete newsletters, promotional emails, or messages from the same sender all at once. It's a game changer.
And if you still feel stuck, try the 5-minute rule. Set a timer for 5 minutes and delete as many emails as you can in those 5 minutes. Doing this regularly makes a huge dent in the clutter without feeling overwhelmed. So if you're sitting there waiting for somebody to come out when you're picking them up from school, set your timer and just start deleting emails or photos or whatever.
Absolutely. Another big problem is managing photo overload. So many people struggle with thousands of unorganized pictures on their phones. And is it because you go in to take a selfie and you take 10 shots, you post one and the other 9 are still sitting there when you could have gotten rid of that? I have a feeling that's a problem for some people.
So a great way to start on those photos is by using auto sorting features in Google Photos or Apple Photos, because these tools will automatically group pictures by date, people, or location, so you don't have to sort them manually.
Yes, and an easy habit to build is setting up a favorites album. So you pick your best shots and move them there. And then once you do that, it's much easier to delete all the extras.
And if you want a little tech help, apps like Gemini Photos or Cleanup can scan your gallery for duplicates, blurry shots, and screenshots so you can delete them in seconds.
By tackling these common digital clutter problems with simple strategies, you can stay in control and keep your digital space clean and organized. This was such a great discussion. Digital clutter can feel overwhelming, but with all these steps and simple habits, you can take control of your digital space.
And remember, decluttering isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Even small steps make a big difference.
And if you want a step-by-step guide, don't forget to grab our free digital declutter checklist. We've made it super easy for you. Just head to abcdeclutter.com to download it.
And again, if you found this episode helpful, subscribe, leave us a review, and share this with a friend who might need some digital decluttering too.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us. So until next time, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional.
And as always,
Keep
decluttering.
decluttering.